Yeah, it's me, Dylan Layson Hunter, and I'm actually 3D printing archery parts. Uh, I've just been taking a lot more midnight shifts these past couple weeks. It's been causing me to uh, think of different things to design. And one of the things that I've been designing is like a a piece for my sight that will hold one arrow. And you're probably thinking like, why would I do like one arrow only quivers? And kind of the thought process was, I've been doing these 3D archery shoots, and as I've been doing them, I've been running into the issue of, as I'm walking through, I don't want to have my quiver on it just yet because I'm going to be getting a more inline quiver, and that is just going to help it keep the bow a little bit easier to hold that vertical. So I don't really want to train a whole bunch with the the actual quiver. And so yeah, so I've been taking and making and designing and programming different little things to figure out. And so yeah, I started like 3D printing different stuff this past couple months at the juvenile correction facility that I work at. There is a 3D printer, and so I've just been taking and learning how to sorry, I'm trying to also see, I don't know if, let's see, chat viewing options, show chat, let's see, got it, okay. But yeah, so I've just been taking and learning how to 3D print. I've made a couple different things. I've made a couple of like archery targets, but nothing too crazy. But lately I've been actually trying to get a little bit more involved with how I'm learning to shoot, or how I'm learning to make these different things. And so yeah, so I'll show you the printer right now, what's going on. Currently it's making so you have that right there, and that's made it with TPU, so it'll be a little bit more flexible. But yeah, no, it's pretty sweet. It looks really good. It's the first time I've ever used TPU, and no, I'm pretty excited how it's starting to look in there. But yeah, my dad actually got this 3D printer. He's been wanting one for a long time, so he could like make stuff for his job as well. But yeah, this is just like the first test. Yeah, but I've made a couple different things for it depending on where your rest is located. I've made these little 1/8 inch spacers, but yeah, no, I'll pull up the program so we can kind of look at it together of what I've done. So let's see. So this is the program I'm using. It's nothing crazy. It's called Tinkercad. It's free. You can just take and make all of these basic shapes and whatnot on here. But I just started out with a couple different shapes, and let's see. Maybe I'll take Control C, Control V, just make another one of those. And this is just like a whole bunch of different pieces put together. I'm just gonna take and and it really isn't gonna matter, it's gonna start changing as I break it down. So this is just the first basic initial shape, or not basic initial shape. This is the end result, and I've made a couple different modifications. Right now I'm printing this one right here, as well as this one right here, just to see how the TPU holds up. But yeah, and these are the spacers. It's just an 1/8 inch. But it took a little bit of time, trying to figure out where the mounting holes are. And so I have my caliper, just a couple different designs. There's a few things I might change in the future. I think these are just a little bit too thin right here. But yeah, no, it's kind of pretty easy to take and break it down. Oh, it's me and my wife. But yeah, so as you can see, it's kind of, I like the way that I formed it here, just because I wanted your fingers to be able to grab the arrow and be able to pull it out a little bit easier, as it's, you know, it's just a single arrow quiver. Oh, we got another person. How's it going? If you're down, I'm making a single arrow quiver for use when I'm doing the 3D archery stuff. But yeah, so yeah, no, pretty basic stuff. But yeah, no, we'll see how it goes. But I still have 40-ish minutes for this print job. It's getting close. It's looking pretty good. But no, there's just not a lot of stuff that I'm printing out yet. But this is cool because it's the first thing that I've actually made for my bow that will really be unique for it. Some of the other things I've made in the past a little bit for archery stuff. Let's go. So when I go and film, one of the things that I have I actually have made like a little tripod hanger, so that when I have my bow, and I don't have a place to put my bow when I'm out in the field, I actually can hang this on my tripod. So that one was kind of fun to make. And then I made bow hooks to hang in my bow in my car in case I didn't want to bring my case places to places. And so I could just take and hang my bow from the back seat of my car, which that's actually been really handy to have. So it wasn't anything super special, but it's just enough that when you actually take, you just need basic paracord, and then you can just get some cheap carabiners, and this will just hold your bow in your car. And that, yeah, I love this thing. And so I had to make a couple little support pieces right here, so as the paracord came down, it wrapped around the back here. I didn't come up with this idea. If you guys are interested in people who actually sell this product, I think it's called Hung Outdoors, their bow clips, I kind of got the idea from that, and I just like, oh, hey, I bet you I could probably design that myself. But they have actually a good system set up, but I just kind of like based my model off of it just to try, you know, oh, I wanted to see if I can make it. So yeah, but it's crazy. So let's see, Control V. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Control V. So as you can see here, when I break it down, it's actually a whole bunch of different shapes that, you know, make the hooks, and there's probably way better software to do this. But oh, we got another person. How's it going? I'm just talking about different things I'm making. I'm currently talking about some bow hooks, but I'm making a single arrow quiver. But anyways, so I've been taking, and so I made this shape, and that's been pretty cool. And when I get it all done, I just take, and the end result is clip. So yeah, so that one was pretty cool. Another thing that I had made, this thing was actually just kind of fun. There's a little reel, it's a cup that you can use with fishing line. Now at the facility, the kids occasionally get to go fishing when we do like outdoor program stuff. So I was thinking, you know, when they get it, because a lot of times they get a soda as well, so why not make something that they could actually take and keep and have some, you know, have a little memory of the place for the outdoor program stuff. But yeah, this just holds a soda can, and then it'll just attach on the fishing line, and so just kind of fun, something a little bit unique and different. But yeah, and then the very first thing I'd actually, oh, that's not, I just pasted the bow hook. Don't want to do that. Let's see. The first thing I actually made was some archery targets, and that was pretty fun because at the league night that we do, we have we call it the bottle cap challenge, where at the end of the night we take and we all shoot into the bottles, or into the bottle cap, and so there's like a whole bunch of different arrows. But the problem we're running into is if the bottle cap was too weak, it would actually take and break and explode the bottle cap, and so then you never know who actually shot the bottle cap. But then the other problem is that if it was too strong, it would actually just push and shove the entire bottle cap into the target that we're using. And so I made these things with a whole bunch of different configurations. The one that actually worked the best was this guy right here, just because I added these little segments so that when you shot it, it would take and break a small section of it. It wouldn't break the rest of the target. So that was super nice. This one also is really good too, but the problem is depends on where you shot it. The impact potentially could break one of these holder bars. So that was just one of the things I ran into, but it was just kind of fun modifying. And this one over here, so if you hit right here, it'd swing out of the way. But that one was a pretty good one to do as well. So yeah, like I said, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm definitely not a designer by any means, but it's just been kind of fun to take and, make different things around archery. The last thing I made, I just have like a really basic hip quiver from when I did the league nights. And so I made a little holder that I could take one of those the little Molly attachment bags that you could take and like what you'd put on like a military pack. I basically took and I made this little quiver so I could actually take and put the straps down through here. And this is the very first one. It's not, I need to do some modifications to it, but it works good, but it slips around the tubes in your quiver, so you can actually take and just put it on any of your little tube quivers. And that one worked pretty good. But it was interesting, after I had taken and made that, I was showing the kids at the work facility, and they're like, why didn't you just make 2 holes to just put down into it? And I was like, that's so smart. I spent way too long doing that, and your idea would definitely make it more secure and more stable and have way more structure. But yeah, but it was interesting, it was fun. But I really started doing this because the kids, they're in a vocational class where they're learning how to 3D print. Oh, how's it going? I got another viewer. But anyways, we're talking about things I'm designing for archery equipment. But no, the reason I started learning to 3D print is that my kids, they're in this course where they're learning how to 3D print, and they were using Tinkercad, and now they're using Blender and different things. But I wanted to learn with them, and so I've just been taking and seeing how, what it is to 3D print. Let's come over here and look at the process of. So, starting to look pretty good. We're starting to get into the top section of the quiver. This is a single arrow quiver. I've made a couple different prototypes. This is what the end result will look like. I made this with PLA, and this works pretty good, but it's just way too brittle. But the nice thing is since it's too brittle, when I actually take and maybe I wanted to do some modifications, I'd make a couple different base models, and then I'd take and I'd cut off pieces to see how they'd interact with the arrow. So here's the arrow right in here, and basically this just holds your arrow right on your bow. And so that was the whole design, but we'll see how it interacts, because that TPU down in there, it will actually be flexible, while this is way brittle and rigid, and so this will break. And I don't know if anyone's interested in what I'm using. This is just the Adventurer, this is the Flash Forge Adventurer 5M Pro. Nothing spectacular, but as like a 3D printer, like there's way nicer. But I will say, me and my dad are super impressed, because this is my dad's. I really like that the bed, it works down versus instead of starting here and the printer working up. I just think it's way slicker. It's actually pretty quiet. But yeah, so it works great. And so let's see how much time we still have left. It says I have 30 minutes remaining. That's not too bad. But yeah, no, so it looks pretty good, but this is the first time I've ever used this this TPU. And so yeah, it looks pretty dang good so far. But this will help it be when I put the arrow into the quiver, it won't actually flex and break and snap like we did with the PLA. The other thing that I did was I made little spacers, and this is just from the TPU, but this is just an 1/8 inch spacer. So if you put it on your bow sight, it'll actually take and move it a little bit further away, just in case you're worried about the quiver interacting with your rest, if your arrow is actually bumping into your rest. But no, it's pretty interesting, like how it works. You know, all you have to do is take and so you just put it onto the side of your quiver, and you know, depends on when you're out and about. And the whole idea is from when I was doing the 3D shoots. You know, I guess I'm lazy. I did not want to take and put I didn't want to put the arrow back into my backpack. I was fine carrying the arrow, but just to walk around, just be able to put it back on the bow and then just only focus on that, I feel like will just make it a whole bunch easier. But yeah, so there's two. I have a little bit thicker spacer piece, and then there's a little bit thinner one for the two models. And you can see right here that this front one right here is just ever so slightly thinner, but that's just because that would be, I believe it's this guy right here. This is for the fatter one, so that would be this guy right here. So that would be for that one, and then that thinner one right there is just, yeah. So kind of unique that the spacers, you know, I didn't realize how much smaller this first space or this second spacer would be compared to the first. But like I said, it's just to push the sight or the quiver away from your arrow rest, just in case you're worrying about contact and clearance. So that'll be nice. But I already have some coworkers at my facility that they're huge bow hunters, and they go out and they do all these 3D shoots all the time. And when I showed it to them, they're like, you know, that is a smart idea. So they also thought maybe I'll play around with it, but I'll try and take and make maybe like a 2 arrow quiver, because occasionally at some of the 3D courses that we've done, there's 2 arrows on the same, or 2 targets on the same little lane. And so instead of having to take and pull out another arrow, maybe if I made like a 2-piece quiver, I mean, and you're probably thinking, why not just have like a normal 5-piece quiver for, like, you know, when you're out and about. Now, so this is one of the quivers that my dad has, and I really like these. However, the quiver that I'll be using for hunting is going to be a lot more in line, and it's going to be a lot closer. So I don't want to really start training with a quiver that's so far away. I mean, it's such a basic thing, but to me, I like repetition. I like building that muscle memory. So I don't want to have a quiver that's too far away. So that's where this whole idea of, you know, having your little arrow quiver onto the sight would make a better difference. So yeah, we'll see. But we're getting down to the last 30 minutes of this print, and I am super impressed with this TPU. I got it, you know, yesterday, and it's doing super good. I'm not seeing a whole bunch of stringing. I had to slow down this machine a whole bunch just so that it wouldn't cause too much string variance, and it wouldn't string off and all that stuff. But I also made it so the inside would be a little bit thicker, so that as you're taking and putting your arrow in and out, it would still be able to flex out, but not enough that, you know, it wouldn't hold the arrow securely, or wasn't too loose that it would just, you know, just fall out. But yeah, so we'll see. I have really high hopes for this guy right here. That's like the first initial one that I made, but yeah, so we'll see. Lots of talking. I did not realize. This is my first live, by the way, so kind of a fun thing to do. But yeah, no, this is just me learn to 3D print, I guess. Who would have thought that Archery would have made me start looking into designing stuff? But yeah, super unique. I'm just really grateful for my dad allowing me to learn on his new machine, because I mean they are tools. They are really fine machinery, for the fact that this entire kit right here, I mean, this stuff can really allow me to unlock a whole bunch of different creativity options for me. But yeah, it's looking really good. I'm actually really impressed with how this is turning out. We're in the top portion of the rest. We're getting there. So once it starts coming down to the very end, we'll be curious to see actually how it holds up. So yeah, but it's very exciting, very exciting. If you are still here, feel free to send a comment. I'd love to answer questions about different stuff, or even if you have knowledge of 3D printing stuff, I would love to know what you've learned, maybe different things for me to think about. Yeah, feel free to comment. How's it going? Another new follower, or not follower, viewer. I'm just talking about designing stuff for my bow. And yeah, so if you have any questions or comments, please comment. I would love to interact with you. But yeah, so nothing too crazy. I'm gonna go back to, don't want to do that. Control Z. Let's go back to the single arrow holder, tinker this. Yeah, like I said, I'm just using Tinkercad, nothing crazy. If you're learning, I mean, this is such a great program to kind of learn on, to kind of get some creative juices flowing, I guess. But so this will be the next design right here, where it actually will take and be slight. I mean, we'll see. I'm worried about this one bumping, having the arrow be bumped out. These ones are a little bit more contained right here for your arrow, but this one right here, I like this one where it's almost like a twist-in option, where you put the arrow kind of in a slant and you push it in, and it'll still have a lot more hold here. But yeah, so I'm curious to see how this one works. I should have printed this one out as well, but I mainly wanted to see, because these are the two base arrow quivers. So yeah, something super simple, but yeah. And then this right here corresponds with these two bigger bases, and this spacer right here corresponds with these two smaller based arrow quivers. So yeah, just some single arrow quivers, kind of some. Oh, try 3D printing small diameter. That's a good idea. Yeah, maybe I can do that. I'd probably, if I did that, I'd maybe look into seeing if I could do a, well, it also comes down to I'd need, I don't know, I'd maybe make a piece of metal for where you'd put the draw stop on, but then having maybe the TPU just kind of give it a little bit softer spot. We'll see. That's a good idea though. Yeah, draw smaller diameter draw stop pegs. That's a smart idea. Thank you for the comment. That's smart thinking. Yeah, and see, this is kind of why I'm excited about doing more lives, because maybe it'll get different creative juices flowing. Yeah. No, thanks for that idea. So yeah, but yeah, I'll go and take out my draw stop over the weekend and make sure I put it back in, of course. But we'll see. But no, the next thing I'll also try and do, because not every single arrow diameter is the same, so it'll be interesting for me to try and see. Don't go too small, or yeah, exactly. That would suck. I would not want to do that. I'll have to definitely do some R&D on that one, just so I can try and figure that out. But no. But so the next idea was seeing the different diameters of arrow shafts, and either having to make this entire thing a little bit bigger to be able to accommodate that, or yeah, I don't know, how to figure out that one. Maybe if I made it slightly, well, I don't want to go, I'd have to probably make this part taller right here, just so I could keep the same clearance of the screw. I'm gonna go grab my the bow sight, because right now where the sight is sitting, you can actually see that's pretty, like, you don't get any of the screw in the way. So that took a look. I mean, it didn't take too much time to think about, but I wanted to make sure that that screw was not going to be affecting the arrow. You know, I don't want it to worry about risking that. But so yeah, trying to figure out different arrow diameters and sizes. Maybe if I shrink this down, we'll see with the TPU how much flex will actually give, just so that if maybe I do make it slightly smaller, that I'd still be able to hold like the standard arrows. So yeah, but yeah, this is just definitely a first thought. So maybe something like this, but it has like a little nub right here that it'll just basically hold in the arrow just a little bit better. Because if it flexes, it should be a little bit easier to, yeah, if it flexes, then different arrow diameters should have no problem. But yeah, it just kind of comes down to see what happens, or if I make it more enclosed here as it flexes, then yeah, we'll see. All the different things to think about when you're learning to 3D print. Oh, we have more viewers. Thanks for joining, guys. Really appreciate it. We're talking about, I'm designing a single arrow quiver for my site. And these are just some of the different designs that I've kind of come up with. So yeah, if you have any knowledge about 3D printing, please drop a comment. Different software, maybe different filaments. I'm currently printing out some right now with the printer, and so those are almost done. So I'm really excited to see how the end result is. But yeah, no, this is just definitely a learning process for me. But I've shown a few other things that I've designed, but these definitely have been my most labor consuming, trying to get. I wanted it so that your fingers could also go down. So this is the sight right here. I wanted it so that if you had your arrow on it, you could take and just pull it off with your fingers. There'd be clearance for your fingers to grab the arrow easier. So yeah, no, but yeah, so it's kind of a unique process learning 3D print. It's definitely out of my wheelhouse, but yeah, this one, like I said, I do have high hopes for this. It's just enough so it can still grab the arrow, but it shouldn't have too much play left or right. So it should hold it in there secure enough, but if anything, I might drop down this a little bit more into it just to see what it does. But yeah, so that was a later design. This was the original design right here. And then yeah, but it's just a whole bunch of shapes to make this. So if I take and I start splitting the shapes, so this is what I use to make the arrow track, which that would actually be really easy to change the diameter of the arrow, pretty easy. And so yeah, I might lock that and just raise up the entirety of this so I can continue to include bigger shaft arrows. That would actually be super. That's actually a way easier than what I was thinking I'd have to do. But yeah, so then so there's this guy. Let me separate, and I'll move. Let's go. So that's one of the rows and layers. Now you're starting to get more into the base of it. Those are your counter or your sunk holes for your screws. Those are measured out exactly, and you can see it kind of drops down into the base down there, and that makes it really easy for me to go through and take, and yeah. But so there's that, and then I'll move this guy. Let's see. So I'll take and move this guy just slightly off. And then we're starting to get more into like the bigger, yeah, this is all of the different shapes. I might take and this one right here is decent, but I might take and move this part a little bit more over so that it has more room for this upper screw set. But yeah, the other thing that I'll have to do probably, so this one right, it's kind of hard to see with, so this box right here, I might need to move a little bit more to the left just in case, because the screw hole actually is, let's see if we can see it. It doesn't look bad right here, but depends on how it prints down. Occasionally I get a gap right here in the rest, and you can actually see it right there. Don't want that. That's just a breaking point in my opinion. So I'll take and see how this print comes out. Let's go look at the print. We're getting super close, right? Oh yeah, it's starting to look really good. So let's see. So currently, that is where we're at. We're about 2/3 of the way done. We have 12 minutes left. Oh, let's see if it'll focus. Focus. Come on. There it goes. Maybe. Yeah, so we have 12 minutes left, but it is printing way slower than this. This printer actually has a faster function. So if I am trying to, you know, like these little spacers, if I'm trying to make a whole bunch of them, for 8 of them, it took me like 20 minutes. And so that was pretty nice. So, you know, it makes it really convenient if I'm printing out little prototypes of this. But I went through probably 4 different original prototypes to kind of get the different main shapes. But yeah, no, it's definitely a work in progress. But yeah, but I don't know who's still here, but thank you for tuning in. I'm really appreciative of you tuning in for this first live for Late Season Hunter. But yeah, I have some other things coming up in the next little bit. I'm going to start doing interviews for different outdoor companies in Idaho, and like other like brands that are kind of bigger in like the hunting and other industries. And I actually have an interview I'll be doing with Tops Knives. They're a local company. They make great knives. I've known about them for a long time, and so I'll actually go and do an interview with them here in 2 days. And then I also will be doing another interview with another company from St. Anthony, called Rockman's. They make waterproof bags. I'm extremely excited to go interview them and just talk about it, but it's all goal oriented. One of the reasons why I came up for this interview stuff was to motivate the kids at my juvenile correction facility to do more, you know, to find a need and fill it. And so it's just kind of like a unique opportunity for me to go out and do that. So I'm very excited. But I have those coming up in the next couple weeks. But yeah, my first one will be with Tops Knives. And so yeah, that I'm super excited. Shout out to Tops Knives. But yeah. Oh man, we're almost done. We have 10 minutes left. This is, then I'll take and see and make a couple more adjustment tweaks. Trying to see. It looks like for how much slower this is printing, I'm not getting that error with the gap spacing with you know, where you can see where it's kind of got that little extra gap in there. I don't want that. So we're getting super close. I'm really impressed with this TPU. It's not leaving any strings behind. But yeah, no. It's a learning process. This channel is causing me to learn a whole bunch of stuff. Like, yeah, no. So I have another YouTube video coming out tomorrow, hopefully, about what I learned from a 3D archery shoot. But yeah, no, this is definitely this thing right here is inspired from that 3D archery shoot. But yeah, no, I'm very impressed with this Flash Forge printer. So yeah. But I don't know who's still in here. If you're new, I'm making a single arrow quiver for bow sights. So you actually put it right onto your sight, just like this, and so it'll just allow you to take and have one arrow for when you're out and about. I came with this idea when I was doing 3D target shooting, doing a little meet. But yeah, I also want to say something. This is the Upper Snake River Bowmen. That's the people who put on that shoot. Phenomenal job. Phenomenal course. It was great. I had a blast at it. But yeah, no, I'm so close. We're like 7 minutes away. 7 minutes. I've been sitting here for about an hour-ish. But I'm so freaking close. Like, I can't even, it makes me giddy. But yeah, so right there, we're getting pretty dang close. And then this goes back into more things where maybe I can start to look at what are some other products that you would really like think 3D printing would be beneficial to. I will probably be trying to design stuff for the backpacks I'll be using. But yeah, we'll see how that goes, what I can do to modify them. But yeah, there's just so many things. Like 3D printing is kind of, it opens up the door. And me and my dad, like, we were talking about this, that the cool thing is I take the design from my head, make it, and then I print it out, and then I'm actually holding something that I designed. Like this right here, like this took probably maybe like 3-ish hours to design, but now I have like a small prototype in my hand to test out and see, hey, how does this work? And I was showing this to my coworkers, like, man, when you get done with those, I want to test them out. So I'll probably send a couple out with my coworkers so they can go and see what they think about it, what I could do to modify them, maybe some things that they liked or didn't like. But yeah, just kind of this little research and development coworker team, you know. But no, I'm pretty excited with how this worked, and you know, using this free software, you know, I was pretty impressed with how they came out. You know, I really like a lot of the features and functions of Tinkercad. Oh, we got another viewer. How's it going? I'm talking about designing a single arrow quiver that you put on your bow sight for when you're out and about doing, you know, maybe 3D shooting, or, you know, maybe if you want just a little extra arrow just on your bow, easier access to get to. But yeah, these are just the different things I designed and created. So thank you for joining. But right there, we're so close. Let's go look. We're in the last couple seconds of the print. Let's see. I'm very excited to see. Yeah, they look awesome. There's no gaps in the quiver piece that I was worried about. So I think I made the correct adjustments last night so that I wouldn't have to worry about that. But we're so freaking close. It's making me super excited to see, and they look awesome. Doesn't look like there's hardly any melting spots, just so that they can see. Doesn't look like there's any bad melting spots. What I do like is how that goes straight down to where your screw sets are. Yeah, those look great. There's about a 2mm gap for your screws to be offset inside there. So yeah, we're super close. And they look top dollar in there. Oh yeah, those look great. I don't know who would be interested in, but some of the things that I put in there, there's a part of these, I made it so that there'd be like a 30% infill, so it wouldn't be too rigid, but it wouldn't be too soft, so it'd still allow some flexibility. I've never used this material. We'll see how it works. But we're right there. We've got 1 minute left, and then these are done. So we are in the final countdown. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm very excited. They look awesome. They look like $1 million. So yeah, no, these look incredible. So basically the other two designs that we'll have, so this one on the side, one part of it will be cut down lower on each side. So on the top one, I think it's on the left side, bottom one will be on the right side. So I'll kind of allow you to twist your arrows in. But yeah, we are right there. Last minute. Okay, there's the finished product. It's just lowering down. Man, those look great. I am super hopeful. Oh boy, there's the little excess that came off. But okay. Oh, there's the little loadout thing. Oh man, those just peel off. Oh yeah, okay. These are sweet. Okay, let's take and see. Oh my gosh. Let me go grab an arrow really fast. Okay, so here it is. Just clips in just like that. That is awesome. That is stellar. Oh my goodness, it has just enough flex. Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, so that's the fatter one. This is the, like that is, I don't know if you guys can, satisfying. So let's take, I have my sight here. I think I put my wrench in my pocket. I do have my wrench. So it should be this guy. Thank you, whoever's still here. Thank you for sticking around this entire time. These are awesome. Okay, so this is the prototype that I'm taking off right now. And I made a few different modifications so that it should be able to slip in just a little bit better and easier, just so, like, because I made these just a little bit too tight when I first made them for the screws. I made them just a little bit bigger, so I shouldn't have any issues now. Okay. Almost. I need to back these out all the way. Yeah, so this is the first main print that I've done. I really like this fatter one. The fatter bit definitely make it more rigid. Okay, so Put it on your sight. The holes line up where they're supposed to. Okay, it's good. Twist that in there. Okay, so for the person that just joined back, hello. This is the final. These are the final products. This is the single arrow quiver that I put for my bow sight. So let's put that. I mean, that's super snug in there. Put this one in there. Okay. Bring that guy down. Okay. Those fit. There's a little bit of flex here, but that's okay. Bend it back. And then when you're all done, so this is the perfect. That's what we want right there. Look at that. That is in there. Like, that is not coming out. Oh my gosh. That is yeah, it just pops in and out. Seems super rigid. I might increase the overall height of it, just so it kind of sits in there maybe just a little bit deeper. But I mean, I'm putting some force on it to try and pop it out, and it's not coming out at all. Oh my gosh. That is perfect. Perfect. Oh my goodness. So yeah, this is my first live, guys. This is the end result. I'll put this one on my other site, but yeah, that is, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better fit. So yeah, but yeah, thanks guys for tuning in for my first live. Super fun, super cool. This is my attempt at 3D printing archery pieces, and I cannot be more pleased with how this fits. So yeah, thanks guys. If you haven't already, subscribe. I'm going to be hopefully doing more stuff like this. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram and all that. I'm just Late Season Hunter on all of them. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. And this is my one-piece arrow quiver. So thanks guys.